What's up, guys? We are live. Dana White Contender Series, Week 8, bets and predictions. I'm your host, Picks by Pegasus. I'm here with Dre V and Keith Reed Picks. We got another Contender Series card. Obviously, the boys are eating on these Contender Series. I think we're all 5 or 6 weeks in profit now every week where we've been green so far. So the Contender Series has been good to us. We'll hopefully continue to move forward with that. Let's open up with our first fight of the night. The first fight of the night is Christian Savioe versus Jacoby Smith, or how do you say his last name, Trav?
Savioe.
Christian Savioe versus Jacoby Smith. Savioe is 10-1-1. He's from Canada. He's 32, 5'11", reach isn't given. Jacoby Smith, 28, 8-0, 6'2". He's at an AKA and Fortis MMA. You obviously can see this here. Odds on these two gentlemen, you can get Jacoby Smith anywhere from – one second, I got to pull that up. Didn't have that pulled up. This is great for airtime. Jacoby Smith, minus 625 to minus 800. Savioe is anywhere from plus 400 to plus 500. Drav, I think Jacoby Smith, the setup spot here is pretty clear. He's obviously very known in the community for his wrestling pedigree in college. He's lately been able to put his hands together on the regional scene, and he's been looking better and better with the striking coming out of Fortis. I think this is a clear setup spot. How do you think he gets it done? Does he find a sub, or does he go for does he find the KO here?
I think it's gonna be a KO, honestly. I agree with you. I think it's a setup spot. I'm kind of pissed they are over it though. Like the price is accurate, but I was hoping it would be like minus 250, minus 300, so I could smash it, but it's not the case. I think current price is minus 5, minus 600 makes sense. But yeah, I really like this Smith guy for this level, to be honest. Like he's gonna smash him. You know, Canadian MMA has not been doing well lately, if we're being honest. So I don't think it's going to change here.
Neither has French MMA.
I mean, Fares Ziam, man, Morgan Sharia, bro. Yeah,
I really thought the Butcher was going to lose a fist fight to a Frenchman. Dude, way to cut a promo, baby.
What you mean?
The Brian Battle, bro. Oh. That was the highlight of the card right there.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. The guy is so good now. It's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, so this Savioe guy, I mean, he can't defend takedowns, bro. That's a big problem. Like his takedown defense is not good. His get up game is not good either. There's a fight on his resume. That's a draw. That's bullshit, by the way. I think he got a point taken in a way. Randomly when the guy was like, he just hit the back of his head like, I don't know, 2-3 times. I don't know what happened, but yeah, so he hit him only like 1 or twice back of the head, and then they took a point from him, but he dropped the guy in round 1, right? So he almost finished him, and then he doesn't get it. And this other guy, Dogage, the guy he got a draw with, Savioe I'm talking about, he dominated him with the wrestling in round 2-3. And I think this guy should have won. Like, it should have been a loss on his resume. This guy is 3-1, so it's not a good look. Yeah, so Savioe, you know, he's a big dude. List on Topology, they said that Smith is like 6'2". That's bullshit. If you've seen the face-off,
yeah, he's shorter.
I think he's like 5'9", maybe 5'10". So Savioe is bigger. Decent leg kicks. I think it could be an issue here if he needs to invest to the legs early, and you need to defend the first 2 or 3 takedowns if he wants a chance to win the fight. But I don't think his cardio is very good, and he's always on the back foot, so that's going to be perfect for Smith, who's the wrestler, like you said. So he's going to be the one pressuring. Smith has big power on the feet. Good wrestling. I think he was a D1 wrestler, 2-time national wrestling champ. So 2-time JUCO national champ, D1 All-American. So he used to train at AKA. He's not there anymore. I think he's at Fortis MMA.
Yep.
He's around good guys, good coaching, which I like. So the guy has some nasty KO on his resume. Smith, you know, he flatlined this Grinnell guy with a left hook. Then he flatlined this other guy, McLuhan, with a straight right hand really early. That was nasty. Um, what I like from him is like strong guy, big power. He's an athlete, obviously, good wrestling, good takedown. The takedown's gonna come easy here, no doubt in my mind. He doesn't have BJJ though. That's why I'm
I think
saying that.
I think he's going to look a lot like how Bo Nickel did on his Contender Series. That's what this is going to look a lot like, which is why I like the under 1.5 at plus 140. I think that's a good bet.
Maybe, but I think Bo Nickel BJJ is better than this guy, to be honest. Like Smith needs to work on that because his wrestling is good, his top control is okay, but like if you get up, he's just gonna take you back down again. So he doesn't really care about it. But what I like is you went the full 15 minutes against this guy, Levo Lewis. It's not an easy fight. The guy Lewis that he beat recently, he just beat AJ Fletcher on the regional, so I think that's a good win. He slammed him, took him down over and over again in round one. I thought that he would potentially slow down or gas after that because he used a lot of energy and he showed a little bit of bad top control early. This guy know how to get back up. The guy he was facing, the Lewis guy, but man, he didn't look really fatigued, bro. I think that was impressive. Like he strike with him a little bit round two, and then he's still able to get takedowns in round two, three. So he did react bad to one leg kicks, which that I think could be a concern. But yeah, I mean, I think he should dominate. I think the takedown's going to be easy. I think he can get takedowns late. I think he can get takedowns early. Yeah, he won 30-27 in that fight I'm talking about. He's still landing takedown late. So yeah, I think this guy is pretty good, to be honest. I think Savioe's KO or bust, and I don't think he KO him on the high clip. The leg kicks, like I said, could be an issue. But yeah, I think the line is accurate. I think Smith dominant with the wrestling. I think he's going to pound him out. He has pretty nasty ground and pound. And he has some KO on the feet recently too. So I think he's the side. But with the current price, though, if I had to give a bet, I think the under, like you said, is not bad. But I think he could finish him round 2-3. You know, Savioe is tough, if anything. So Smith KO is minus 140. I don't like it. But if you can get like minus 110 or plus 100 on commercial, which maybe it's going to happen, I think that's the way to go. The subs plus 1,000, which, yeah, I don't think happened, but he's going to get on top and he's going to get full mount and everything. He doesn't go for subs, but the sub could be there. I don't think Savioe grappling is very good. Savioe did show some decent grappling defense against Hafez, but he defended I think the Camara I have in my notes. So, yeah, he got taken down right away against Hafez. Hafez, he had like a Camara and then the armbar. Savioe defend both the sub. He got back up. Props to him. But then he engaged right back up in the grappling. So I think he has bad fight IQ. He's also 32 years old. This Smith guy is undefeated and he's 28. So I think the UFC won this guy. I think he's going to come out here and he's going to knock this guy out.
Key, what do you think? Same thing pretty much?
Yeah, I'll just note, like, you know, I know that guys are going to be people are going to be huge on Jacoby. He'll probably get a highlight here and then people are going to act like he's God's greatest gift. But I'm not high on this guy, if I'm being completely honest. He reminds me of like a early like 2010 old school wrestler. Ground and pound is good, and I mean he's physical, he's an athlete. Obviously the wrestling credentials are elite. But the guy's BJJ is non-existent. I mean, plenty of moments he could have just locked in body triangles. Or just had the chokes in general, and he's just not. It seems like he just doesn't know how to finish a submission on the ground right now. I don't think that Force MMA is a good long-term camp for him. And yeah, I'm not super high on that camp in general right now.
I think you should go back to AKA, honestly.
Yeah, I think AKA is a good option, but he needs real guys, real sparring partners, aka American Top Team. He needs a big camp that he's going to get a lot of different looks at, because his striking defense is a little sus right now, and I think that he's finding confidence in his hands, maybe a little too much, and I think that the higher you get in these weight classes, the higher the level, the harder it is to get takedowns, and him getting takedowns is a given, but he's not going to have heavy top time against a lot of these elite guys. Like, they're just going to get back up, and then he's just going to be chain wrestling for 15 minutes, which I honestly don't believe that he's going to be able to do in this sport, unless his gas tank magically gets better. But I've seen him slow down, and guys just aren't putting paces on him. Seem to be a little scared of him. Bo Nickel, the difference was for Bo Nickel, in my opinion, was that he came into the sport and had real BJJ and showed it early on. And this guy just isn't that. I mean, he's going to out physical some guys. I would have liked to see him on the regional level a little bit longer, honestly. 2 more fights on regional or so, and actually test him a little bit more. I'm not very high on this guy, but he should roll here. This is a setup spot.
Dana might do the same thing he did with Bo Nickel, do the exact same thing where he lets him beat this guy and be like, I want you to come back. You need one more. You know,
if this was earlier in the season, they probably would have done that.
Yeah, I don't know. This guy, I think he'll roll here. Should be pretty easy. I like the under 1.5. I know Drav said round 2 could be live, but I mean, even at what up, Jewish? But round 2, the first half of the round is still covered by under 1.5. So I don't know. I think the under is probably a pretty good play here. Covers both guys upside, I think, pretty well. And I think he's going to come out here and try and make a statement. But let's move on to our next fight. Our next fight is the people's favorite Dana White Contender Series fighter. It is, share this tab instead. It is Torres Finney versus Abdullah Er-Ramy. Abdullah Er-Ramy is from Spain. He's 28. He's 7-1, and he's 6 feet tall. Torres Finney, this is his 3rd time on Dana White Contender Series. He's 9-0, 25, 5'8", 185 with a 57 or 75.5-inch reach. Line on these two gentlemen, Finney is anywhere from -220 to -230. Abdullah Ramy is anywhere from +210 to +190. Key, you want to go first? Do you think Torres Finney rolls here for his 3rd time? Do you think he just goes for the win and gets a decision? Because I feel like, winning 3 Contender Series fights in a row, even though they haven't been the most flashier by decisions, I feel like if you win 3 of them in a row, Dana's going to be like, dude, I guess I just got to give you a contract at this rate. So I think he knows this is more important. This is about winning than it is getting a flashy finish. What do you think?
Yeah, that should be the game plan here. I know Er-Ramy has a kickboxing background. He bangs in the pocket. I don't rate Finney at all. Best case scenario is Finney gets like a fucking overhand right and puts Er-Ramy out cold, and then the fade gets to build even more for his UFC debut. Because this guy is not, I don't think that he's a UFC level fighter. I know it's like funny build, he's jacked, athletic, fun, but I don't think that he's a UFC level guy. It's kind of funny that the guys that he's beat and the lack of elite guys he's pulled in three Dana White Contender Series fights now. But yeah, I hope that he gets it done. But I went into tape wanting to get to Er-Ramy bet because I've just been waiting to fade Finney. But Er-Ramy is just mid all around. And I think outside of him just getting into a reckless exchange in the pocket, I think that he's going to end up feeding Finney his hips, and Finney's going to get in. I think that he's going to be able to wrestle for 15 minutes if needed, and I think that he could potentially finish. So yeah, I think that this line is sadly about right. So it's a pass for me on this fight.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm on the Er-Ramy side here. I think the levels in the striking right off the bat is a massive disparity. I think Abdullah is a much better striker than Torres is. I think he's got better power. He's got the better body shots. He's got nice knees knees and elbows when he's entering the clinch. He does load up on his punches, which is so. But I think the grappling is good, especially early. He's got really Er-Ramy's got good ground and pound. He uses his strength well, where he gets these trips, and like whenever guys body lock him, we saw on tape, he's able to use that and turns it into his own takedown. He won't really get that here against Finney, but getting up to his feet, he kind of explodes and gets up. But I think if he can keep this fight standing or standing or for any time that this fight's on the feet, like he's possible to cook Finney pretty bad. I really do think this is a pretty striker versus grappler. Dana obviously wants Torres Finney to lose here, I think. When you look at the Finney side, Finney He's obviously he's got the better blast double. He's got the better takedown. He's got a good single leg. His top control is good, but it's not tremendous. Like, I think he could, although he gets the takedowns, his top time's not the best. His grounding pound's okay. His striking is he just struggles at range. He's also got good cardio and he's very athletic, but I don't know. Something tells me that, like, if this stays standing for longer than expected, or if Finney doesn't find those takedowns, I think Er-Ramy could probably find a KO here, honestly. What do you think, Joff?
Yeah, it's a fight I don't have much to say, to be honest. I don't think this Er-Ramy guy is very good. I think that he has power, though. He's bigger, but he got cracked in his last fight. He got hurt bad.
Yep.
The guy took him down, and then he got the full mount, and then the guy decided to go for an armbar. So I think that's a pretty bad mistake. And then Er-Ramy was able to get back up, and he knocked the dude out. But if Finney get on top and he has full mount, he's going to pound him out. He has pretty good ground and pound. So I think that's the big difference here. And, so I don't think Er-Ramy has, like, the best takedown defense. It's okay, but you can get hurt even on the feet. That's kind of the thing here. And all the wrestling upside is on the side of Finney. But yeah, Er-Ramy's life to knock him out, obviously, but that's a big step up for him compared to the level he's been facing. I don't think Finney is the best of all time, but the guy has good wrestling. He's strong, decent cardio. He has power, good ground and pound. And at the end of the day, he's 2-0 in that Contender Series. That's his third time being here. You know what's up. And Er-Ramy, biggest fight of his career, big moment, everything. And the guy, he has a lot of fight cancellation, man. And I mean, he was not medically clear to fight Powell in June of this year. I don't know why, but they pull him off of that fight. That was only in June. They said that he was not clear to fight. So I mean, now we're in at the end of September, and he's gonna fight him. So I don't know what was that. And he doesn't look like the best athlete of all time either. So yeah, I don't think the guy's very good. I think that's a spot where Finney could crack him on the feet. I think the wrestling's gonna be too much, and he's gonna get on top and probably gonna find a finish with ground and pound, and leave no doubt. And then I was gonna sign him. That's what I think.
I don't mind the fight go. I just saw. I was actually talking to someone else about this. Fight goes the distance is plus 160. I actually don't hate that either.
Yeah, I mean, if the fight go the distance, more often than not, I think Finney win, right? But I mean, what's Finney decisions plus 200? Fight goes, it's plus 160. Yeah, fight goes if anything. But yeah, I mean, I think this other guy needs a KO to win. Let me just say that. I think Er-Ramy, more often than not, though, he needs a KO to win this. And Finney, I think he's gonna. I mean, if he doesn't finish the fight, he knows that potentially he's never gonna have a chance again. So yeah, I think he's gonna finish him. But yeah, all the narrative, all of Dana White won this, Dana White won that. To be honest, at the end of the day, I don't really care about that. Like, they're giving him another chance at the end of the day. It's the third time. If they had no interest in that guy whatsoever, he will not be there right now. So.
Okay, did I share the right tab? Perfect. All right. Next fight, David Martinez versus Xavier Franklin. David Martinez, 10-1, 26 years old, 135er, 5'5". Xavier Franklin, 5-0, 5'6". Looking at this fight, the odds for them, David Martinez is minus 155. Let's go to minus 170. Franklin's anywhere from plus 125 to plus 160. Looking at this fight, I'll just go first quickly. I think David Martinez is the side here. I think he's obviously the most ready fighter, I think, for the whole slate of this Dana White Contender Series. I think he's going to be the biggest prospect off of it. He's 10-1. He's got plenty of experience. He looks very, well-rounded from a fight standpoint. He's got a ton of experience. He has really good. He picks his shots really well. I like the way that he throws punches in bunches. He's durable. He's got good power. He's got these crazy kicks. He can do body kicks, spinning wheel kicks. He's got like a big kicking game. His footwork. He's constantly moving. His grappling is good. He's got good takedown defense. If he has to, he scrambles well. He he can change. Like he has great cardio. Like everything about him. And what I like about his takedowns is he's okay with the first thing he does is he stuffs the head when they shoot the takedown on you, and he'll go. Well, everyone tries to get very sturdy when someone's on your hips. Sometimes it's better just to go loose and push the head down. You can squeeze your way right out. If you see on tape, he's done that before multiple times. I think that's very impressive. On the other hand, we got Savioe. You know, he's pretty good too. He's got good power. He's got a heavy cross. His feints are good. He's got good forward pressure, but that's like okay. David's going to be fine fighting off his back foot. I think that's kind of where he wants to be. He's got decent counter striking. He's got good kicks off the back foot. Frank can get his grappling going. I think that's his most likely path to victory would be if he gets his wrestling really going. I think he has a slight grappling upside, but like in the sense of wrestling, but not by much. Other than that, he kind of swings for the fences. I think he's definitely a shorter guy. I want to say.
Yeah,
they say he's 5'6", but I think he's shorter than that.
Yeah, he's probably 5'3", 5'4", to be honest. After face off, I think he's probably 5'4", and Martinez might be like 5'6". You know, so
yeah.
It's not right.
Yeah, it's not right. But either way, like I said, I think this guy, David Martinez is definitely the most UFC ready fighter on this slate that we have. I'm pretty big on him. It's also a cool fact that I saw online. Evidently he's a doctor, or he's in medical school to become an orthopedic surgeon.
Yeah.
Obviously in my field, I work with a lot of doctors. I think that's very impressive to be able to put together a fight career and do medical field work and or medical school at the same time. So I'm not sure if that affects his camp or not, or if he put that on the side for this. Also, I don't really know what he's thinking going into the UFC. Like he's going to make more money in the UFC than he would being a doctor. But hey, I guess you got to chase your dreams, right? So like I said, my pick is going to be David Martinez. I don't think he finds a finish here. I think David Martinez finds his I think he wins a decision here, honestly. What do you think, Drav?
Yeah, to be honest, it should be the main event. Again, it's the best fight on the card, no doubt. I was taping this, I was like, oh shit, we got a fight on our hands. You know, I think both of these guys are very good. I think they're both UFC caliber, to be honest. You said that Martinez UFC ready. I do agree, but I think Franklin's also UFC ready. I think they're both good prospect. There's a couple of things to said about both guys, right? You said a lot of good points about Martinez, and I agree with most of what you said. You know, the boxing is very impressive, man. Like the footwork, like you said, the way he can fight on the back foot, the counter, the footwork, the leg kicks, the body work, the combos, tricky movement. He's kind of hard to find. You know what I mean? When he's fighting, he's kind of hard to find. So I think the guy is very talented. You know, he switched tenses, good push kick to the body. I don't know if you've seen it, but he dropped like 2 people with that. Like he has nasty push kick to the body. Good cardio. He went to a 4th round 2 times. I think the kid's the real deal, if I'm being honest. Pretty decent takedown defense, good get up, but it has been tested in like 1 or 2 fights, but not a lot though. You got a good front kick to the face. He hit someone with that. And yeah, I mean, the guy has some good highlight on his resume, obviously, right? The thing I didn't like though, did you watch the 5 rounds fight, Peg? Did you watch both of them?
Be more specific. Which one? I think I watched them both, but I taped this fight first. So
I think it was Osuna. Give me a sec. Yeah, the Alex Osuna fight. That's not his last fight, but that's the fight before that.
Yeah. Axel, with the one you got. Yes, I saw that. Why? What are you asking?
You saw him, right? He got dropped. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I'm not. I think he recovered well. Why? What do you think?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I think the guy he could get hurt, he could get dropped, right? So I think that he got dropped with a head kick in that fight in round 3, right? He was looking good, everything was looking fine, but then he got caught with a head kick. What I didn't like though is when he got caught, the guy Axel could take him down after that, no problem. He took his back, he got him flat out on the ground. Like there was a bad look, man. Like very bad look there. But then to his credit, he did recover well, and then he found his own finish in round 4. So I think that's good to see, you know. But there's some concern here in that fight for me personally. But yeah, like you said, it's funny because he's still studying to become a medicine right now. So yeah, he has nasty power in his hands and in his kicks, right? I think the guy is pretty good. I think he's UFC ready, no doubt. So, but Franklin, I think, is also pretty good, right? The guy he's a little short tank. He's built, he's strong, good wrestling. Think that he can get a lot of these guys down. And yes, very good takedown defense himself. You said he has the grappling upside. I do agree. I guess I give him a little bit more than you do because two things. First of all, he's going to be the one pressuring. You said that Martinez on the back foot is very good with it. And yeah, I think it's correct. But what we've seen with these judges when you're the one on the back foot for almost all the fight, man, some of them don't like that. The visual is going to be Franklin on the front foot, pressuring this guy, landing big shots, and trying to shoot takedowns. And when you're the one with the potential grappling upside, you want to be the one pressuring more often than not, right? So I think Franklin's going to be the one on the front foot, putting the pressure, landing big shot. And I like what I saw on the Franklin side too, man. The guy has good boxing himself. He's fast. He has power in the pocket, especially nasty left hook. The strike right hand down the pipe is also money. He's a BJJ purple belt. Very explosive guy. I think he could sub Martinez, man. If you take the back, potentially, I think it could be there. Did you watch the 5 rounds fight that he had, Franklin? I couldn't find it at first, but then Marlo hit me up with it, so I was able to watch it.
I couldn't find that one.
Key, did you? I'll break it down if you both didn't, because I only watched it today, actually.
Which one?
Franklin, the 5 rounds he had, the decision win.
No.
All right, I couldn't find it, right? It's shout out to Marlo. He's the one that got the fight for me. So basically, the first round was kind of close, but then he dominated the fight, basically. Maybe you could give a round to the other guy, but he won 4-1 or 5-0. Cardio looked good there. The guy was still there. So round 1, 2, 3, I wrote in my notes. So what I wrote is good body shots in that fight and good head movements. That's kind of the big thing I've noticed. He did go to the body in the pocket with the left hook, and he hit the left hook to the body and to the head combo, which I really like. And the head movement was good, man. The guy was moving very well defensively, which was nice to see. So yeah, the first round kind of competitive, could have gone either way. But after that, in round 2, he dropped the guy. He dropped him bad. He hurt him to the body, and he didn't finish him. But then this guy, by the way, that he fought in the 5 rounds, he didn't finish him, but he never got finished prior to that. So yeah, but yeah, good feints also from Franklin. I think he's good with the feints and good wrestling, good top game, obviously. And he also treading the front chokes in that fight a lot. When the other guy trying to shoot takedowns, he was defending pretty well. He was trying to get the front chokes and then using that to get on top, which I think for this level is showing me very good fight IQ. The guy is very strong. So he did use his striking the first 3 rounds, and then round 4 and 5, he decided to use his takedowns and got the takedowns pretty easily, So it showed me that the guy is able to wrestle late in fights, which is nice to see. So yeah, the thing that I think is kind of an issue here, and I think could be a problem, is Martinez leg kicks. Because in that fight I'm referring to, this other guy, he did have some success kicking the legs of Franklin. He didn't hurt him, but at one point of the round, it was kind of a bad visual when he didn't drop him, but he didn't like it. So that's the thing I'm a little bit hesitant about, the leg kicks on the Martinez side and the footwork and the defense. But I think Franklin being the one pressuring, I think that's gonna be a fight like moment versus minute on the feet, right? I think Franklin's going to land the bigger shot, but Martinez is going to be the one doing more volume. But Franklin, the one pressuring, the one with potential takedowns upside, I think could potentially get a sub. If any one of these guys have a sub to win this fight, I think it's Franklin. Decision, I think 29-28 decision. I think they can both kill each other, but both of these guys are very, very tough. And I think Franklin has a better chin, to be honest. He got hit with some bombs. He didn't care. There's a fight that's a draw on his resume, right? I need to adjust that. He lost that fight to this 6 foot tall guy, right? Culpeper. It was very close. It was a banger though, but I mean, he showcased his chin in that fight because the guy was hitting him with like a lot of weird shots, but he did struggle with the kicks at distance, the pressure. But he was the one on the front foot, on the back foot in that fight, which I think was interesting because I think he'll be the one on the back on the front foot in that one. But the fight was a no contest because the other guy popped for weed. So yeah, it should have been a loss on his resume if I'm being honest. But yeah, I think it should be closely lined. Like I said, both of these guys are very good. I really do believe someone in the chat asked the overs. Yeah, I think overs, GTDs, think it's good there. I think it's going to go the distance. I think it's going to be a 29-28 decision. Like I said, moment versus minute winner. But give me the guy in Franklin who I think going to be pressuring for most of the fight. I think has slightly the better chin and with more grappling and wrestling upside. So I'm going to pick him to win this, but I think it's going to be very close.
What do you think, Key?
Yeah, Martinez is my type of guy. I like guys with movement, guys who are slick. And I think that he falls into that category. What didn't get me to bet on him was I know y'all are talking about his volume and him being a minute winner, but I don't think that he's all that good of a minute winner, honestly. I think that he tends to wait a little bit too much. And I think that he could get out his jab a little bit more. I think the low kicks will probably be a problem here for Franklin. It'll be interesting to see how reckless he gets with the pressure and the grappling pace here. But Martinez showed some solid.
My bad. He's not reckless though. The 5 rounds fight that I'm referring to, he was pressuring, but very intelligent, man. You would have liked that. Like he was using a lot of feints and he was timing his shot very well. You know, he was not like rushing back takedowns, then force it. Like everything I saw in that fight, like the timing and the pressure, everything was very intelligent and very like he uses his energy pretty well. But my bad, you can continue.
Yeah, I think that that's cool, but I think that versus a guy like Martinez, whenever you're getting frustrated with trying to just track him down and find him, I think that eventually guys will end up getting reckless. And I think that it could be a benefit to him, but it also lends itself to getting sniped by Martinez. I think that Martinez does find the shots pretty well. The cardio of both guys, I don't think will be a major issue for either. I know Martinez had a bad look getting dropped in that 5-rounder. But I can't say that I love the guy because I do see some holes, but I think that the guy is super solid. Obviously, he's an intelligent guy, truly showing off his IQ with choosing the fighter path over the doctor path, which is pretty insane. But I think that this is going to be a fun fight. I like all overs, GTD. Yeah, I think this is going to be a very solid fight, way better than the next 2 fights that we're going to have to cover.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Over is 1.5 for this one. Goes the distance is -120. Your better bet is -120, I think. Unless you want to parlay. Here we go. You want to parlay the over 1.5. I think you could probably get away with parlaying it with. I don't even know, honestly. I gotta look more into what I'd parlay it with because even this guy Montes, like, let's talk about this fight. Alberto Montes versus Carlos Calderon. Alberto Montes is 9-1. He's 30. He's 5'7", 145 pounds. He's got a goat shed. Carlos Calderon is 6-2. He's plus 230. He's 28, 5'10", 145-inch reach. I think he's out of Elevation Fight Team. He's also high altitude martial arts, which means he's a training partner of Corey Sandhagen's. Looking at this fight, I'm going to be honest, I did a little bit of tape into it. I didn't go too far in just because I'm not really interested in betting it. It's short notice for Carlos, I think about a week and a half. Alberto Montes was supposed to fight Robbie Ring, but then something happened with that fight. Looking at this fight, I think Carlos Calderon is majorly a grappler looking for submissions. Alberto Montes also has good jiu-jitsu, but he's got good leg kicks. He's got pretty decent striking. He's more willing to strike on the feet. But like I said, he's also good at jiu-jitsu. So, like, we have a guy who's relatively well-rounded with striking and jiu-jitsu versus a guy like Carlos Calderon, who is mostly looking for pulling guard and going for jiu-jitsu and takedowns. Where I think this fight gets interesting is Carlos later in the fight. Sometimes his takedowns later in fights, he leaves his neck open for, if you want to get any sort of front choke or jump to guillotine, whatever it is. Usually he's a little sloppy with his neck. So I'm going to take the favorite here in Montes, but I don't really feel confident to put any money on this fight. What are you thinking, Kay?
Yeah, this is a shit show of a fight. I'd rather burn my money than put any money on this, honestly.
Yep.
Have y'all seen the back on Montes at fucking face-offs? Peg, I wish you could pull up. I wish I could find it and send you the link real quick. But, I mean, his back looks fucking huge. I mean, it's insane. But, yeah, Montes here. Honestly, line does not make a ton of sense to me. But if I wanted to bet on two bums, I would go on downtown Raleigh and go ahead and just watch two bums fight. Because this is a bum fight. This makes no sense. I don't know why either guy is here. I don't know why the fuck they invited Robbie Ring back, honestly. Even, this just makes absolutely no sense. I think the only way to play this fight is to play the Calderon side. He is game. He does play off his back a little bit too much. He's pretty much just hunting subs. He gets the back and he's somewhat slick. But his cardio is not good, in my opinion. Montes is a complete front runner. The guy that he got chinned by, you give Peg 5 weeks at a real training camp. I think I line Peg probably minus 200. And honestly, if we can get Peg, his back looks fucking crazy. Yeah, he's huge. Pause.
You want to know what's crazy? This guy used to fight at 135.
Yeah, shit's insane. But yeah, great doctor. I'm sure he's tapped in with Ludovic Klein's doctor. But this guy, he's a trick bag, Darce and Anaconda front runner. I mean, is he solid whenever he gets to those positions? Yes, he finishes well. But on the feet, I really don't like him at all. Calderon is absolute ass. And it's sad that Montes is probably going to end up in the UFC off of this fight. But Montes hates getting hit, pressured, absolutely zero boxing defense. He'll throw some cool kicks. He's a guy that looks amazing on the heavy bag and on pads. But once you get him in there and he's getting pressured by real guys, I think that it's going to be super problematic for him. Best case scenario here is I absolutely no bet on this fight. Montes gets a fucking spinning wheel kick knockout, goes viral. And then we build for a ginormous fade on his UFC debut and cash out big. Because I think this guy's ass. So this is a pass fight for me. Two bums.
I texted my buddy from Goat Shed to kind of get like a better read on what his situation is over there. And he never got back to me. So that's promising. But I think he will get back to me usually by tomorrow. And we'll have an inside scoop of what's going on over there at the camp. Drav, what do you think?
Yeah, I got a big bet here.
A big bet on this fight. I was going to say a big bet on this fight is crazy.
He says, but he was not listening to me, so he didn't have no reaction. So that's sad.
What did you say?
I said I have a big bet on this fight, but he didn't react. So I know you were not listening. But I'm kidding, obviously. I do agree with what you guys said. Basically, I was kind of at first I saw the KO that he had. I was so he got put out cold against this 3-3 guy. But the only thing I'll say is the fight that he got put out, it was at 135 pounds. And this guy is a massive for 145. So he probably had an awful weight cut, man. I mean, he probably killed himself to make 135. So I'm not ready to say he has like a bad chin because of that, but it was a bad KO against a bum.
And to be fair, I don't believe that his chin is actually garbage. And I do agree with you on the 135 for sure. I think that is a hell weight cut for him.
I mean, he's an Ecuadorian. He's like Cheeto. He can't have that bad of a chin.
But his striking, his boxing defense is absolute. Yeah. And that's where the real problem lies rather than his chin. But go ahead and continue.
Yeah, I do agree with you.
How do you tie these silkies?
God bless you. Look up a tutorial, Peg.
The only thing though is this Calderon guy, his striking is not good either. That's kind of my thing here. Is I was hoping and looking to see him strike. I was watching Theo. I was like, show me something, dog. Like, show me something. But man, the guy Calderon, he has no takedown defense. And he's the type of guy that's going to put his head in bad positions sometimes. And Montes, like you guys said, not very high on him either. But if there's something I think is pretty fucking good about this game is his front chokes, Anaconda, Darce choke is nasty. Like the guy from the clinch, when the guy's full upright, he catches his neck in like 2-3 seconds. He rolled the Anaconda. Their fight's over. Nothing you can do about it. He put like 2 of these guys, he put them out cold. They couldn't even tap after 3-4 seconds. So the guy has a pretty fucking deep squeeze, man. So I give him credit for that. And Calderon is a good grappler of his own. He play off his back, but his takedown defense is ass. So it's just a mess of a fight, man. I mean, he got taken down. He got, I don't know, bro. I was not impressed with either guy. I don't rate either guy striking, but to be honest, I think Montes is the better technical striker of the two, even though I don't really like that. I think he's more dangerous with the submission. He's more likely to end up on top. Bigger guy. He has a full camp. You know, this Calderon guy is on a week notice here. And yeah, I don't think this should be there, but I think Montes is a little bit better. I just don't like the price on him. And I was hoping for a good fight doesn't go or end by sub or Montes sub, but it's all awful. But I think Montes is going to get a sub at some point there.
Okay. Next and last fight we got is, let's see, it is Nurgozhay versus Bartosz Szewczyk. Oof. DR is 9-0. He's from Kazakhstan. He's 206. He could be 185. He's 6'2", but he's definitely not 6'2". He's probably more like 6 feet. The guy from Poland, we'll just call him. He is 8-2. 206, 6'4", 77.5-inch reach. He's actually 6'4". He's a pretty big dude. Bartosz Szewczyk, I think is how it goes. Odds these two gentlemen. The Kazakhstan guy is -120. The Bartosz is -110. Key, we're gonna have you break it down first. I mean, the fights, I think it's pretty fairly lined where it is now. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel I'm not mad that I missed out on the line that I wanted here, but at the same time, this is a super underwhelming fight. Dyer is, I mean, he beat the corpse of Emiliano Sordi, but outside of that, I mean, low key suspect track record up until this point. I wasn't impressed by his wrestling. He was pretty heavy on top, had some decent ground and pound, bloodied some guys up pretty well. But I don't think that he's super athletic and fluid. On the feet, surprisingly has some decent high kicks. That was one thing I did like on the feet. But he's low volume, won't push a super crazy pace at all. And sort of just waits to time his opponents, waits for them to make mistakes. And so that led to me really wanting to be on the Bartosz side. I know he's a training partner of Mikhail Szewczyk, but fights absolutely nothing like him. No, not a violent bone in this guy's body. I mean, he looks like he's supposed to be a fucking Terminator, but he's just not. It looked like he was sparring. In mid-fight, he looks like he's sparring. He's never like just taking that step. Even whenever he had guys hurt, he hurt one guy with a head kick in round one, and was a really nice and really nicely placed shot. And I like his combinations. He'll put together combinations and finish with a head kick or finish with a leg kick, and I really like it. But he just doesn't extend himself. And then his chin is a little sus. He got hurt a couple times, wobbled a couple times. He rallied through and fought hard. But he just doesn't do a good job of separating. And it feels like athletically, it looks like he probably could if he sat down on some of his punches and really got in the pocket. But I'm not sure if he doesn't trust himself. I'm not sure what it is, but he just never sort of leaves out of that sparring style. And even whenever he's putting out volume, it's not like, oh, he's putting out volume and he's going to walk you down and stalk you from there. He puts out volume, he'll back around, act like he's hitting mitts for a little bit, then go back in. And it's just bullshit. And honestly, on I don't know why either of these guys are here, because they're not guys that are just going to bring absolute action for a full 15 minutes. And I'm sure that if there is a finish, it'll be from cardio death. I thought the Dyar's cardio was a little sus, and big time sus, honestly. His corner was looking like they were performing surgery on him after round 1, which I found absolutely hilarious. That shit was so funny. It looked like they were dead ass performing surgery, and he was like literally only 5 minutes into the fight. And Bartos, his cardio isn't great, but I do rate his cardio better than Dyar.
Did you see the one where they spit the water in his face?
No. Well, this was a different fight, actually. They spit the water in his face one time, but this was a different fight where they were like shaking him back to life after 5 minutes. Bartos' initial takedown defense is pretty solid, and I do like it. Him on bottom, I'm not the biggest fan of, but he's athletic enough, and I do think that he'll be able to get back up, but he just doesn't extend himself. And for me, if I'm backing you at super close odds, I want to know that you're going to have the killer instinct, right? I want to know that late, especially in a fight like this where he does have real late round upside, I want to know that he's going to put himself out there to go get it. And yeah, maybe I could guess that because he's on Dana White Contender Series, he'll go for it. He just hasn't shown that consistently in his career. He's fighting close with guys that I think that he should be levels above. And like I said, it just doesn't – he's not a guy that you think about violence with. And in the 205 weight class, I feel like you got to be a violent guy. He's just not that. So I can see him getting the win here. I don't see super edge on either side, grappling upside to Dyar, late round upside to Bartos. But I'm not confident enough. If I had not super big odds, but decent dog odds on Bartos, I probably would get there. But at these odds, it's a pass for me.
My question to you. So, what do you think of Bartos' takedown defense?
Anybody want to tell him what I just said? I thought his initial takedown defense was pretty solid. Okay.
Drav, what do you think?
I think it's good.
Okay. So then I think Bartos is your side. I think that's pretty much it. That's my take. What do you think, Drav?
So in other words, Peg didn't tape the fight. So
no, I did. My initial thought was now.
He's like, I did tape the fight,
and I will. Okay,
not enough to see if he has takedown defense or not.
If we're gonna talk about DR, right, the guy from Kazakhstan, I think he's actually a pretty good striker, right? I think he's got a pretty good jab. I think he's got heavy hands. When we're talking about this guy, where did you guys see the takedown defense of Bartos with like a real wrestler? Was more of my question, because the way I'm looking at it, I think if DR can get his wrestling going with the ground and pound and his top control, I think he'll have like a solid performance here. I think he's accurate. I think he's got good power. He's got good combos. His kicks are pretty good. He works the body well.
Time out. How highly do you rate his wrestling?
DR?
Yeah.
Not like super Kazakhstan level, but like elementary school Kazakhstan. Is what I would give it. And then Bartos, I don't think this is where I disagreed. I was asking you guys about the takedown defense. I didn't think his takedown defense was that good. I mean, looking at it on tape, it was kind of hard to find, honestly. I think Bartos, on the other hand, on the feet, I think he has the longer jab. He puts his combos together better, especially when he finishes with the kicks, like he said. I think that's important. He's got good volume. He's got good volume and good head movement, but he does keep his hands low. That's what I did notice. So at a pick'em, I would have said just take, like, if you're looking at this fight, take whatever side is plus odds. That's how I'd probably say to play it. Right now, they're not giving you. Actually, you could get Bartos plus 110 on Betway and plus 100 on DraftKings. So I think if you can get either side of this fight at plus odds, that's the one to take. As for overs, I don't mind over 1.5 here, just because, and I actually don't mind goes the distance plus 160, because like Key said, this guy Bartos, there was one fight where he hurt some guy to the body with body kicks, and he didn't even, like, do you know what I'm talking about? That fight where he hurt him with the body kick and didn't even chase him afterwards. But either way, this guy Bartos, he did, like you said, doesn't even go for the kill half the time. And DR, I mean, I could maybe see him getting a ground and pound finish if he gets that far, but even then, I don't really see it because like he's got good top time, but like when he goes to start really grounding pound, he sometimes loses position. So like I don't even rate his ground and pound super high. So I don't know. I just looking at this fight, I think whatever odds has the plus odds side is the right side to take here. And I also like this fight to go the distance. And we're just talking about what the parlay the over of the Martinez fight with. I would have no problem parlaying it with this fight here with over 1.5. So if you parlay both of them, it would be good. So I think that's the play for this one is the over and with whoever's plus odds. Jav, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think if there's a finish, I actually think that Dyer is the one finish him in the first round if there's a finish.
You think it's a ground and pound finish?
No, I think he's going to catch him on the feet in the pocket. There's the thing I've noticed is Dyer, you guys said he's low volume and everything, and I agree with you guys. I don't think he carries speed and power good in round 2, 3, but the guy's very dangerous in the first round. I think all of his finishes are in round 1, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, all of them. If he doesn't finish in the first round, he tends to go the distance, because the guy has some real speed, some real striking early when he's fresh, and I think he's nasty in the pocket early, to be honest. He goes to the body with the kicks, southpaw striker, good counter striking. Even in counter, sometimes he goes to the body, which is pretty nice to see. He has a nasty head kick. He doesn't telegraph it. You can't really tell it's coming. But yeah, so what I've noticed is this Bartos guys, especially early, sometimes he exchange in the pocket a little bit too much. He's decent in the pocket, but if you try to trade with Dyer in the pocket early, I think he's going to get caught. I think he's going to get dropped. I've seen some bad Bartos tapes where like he got dropped, he got in a war against Bum. So there's some concerns on this side for sure, and I've seen him get dropped a lot, So there's a fight like he got dropped multiple times. But yeah, I still think the guy is a dog, and I think he's better late in round 2, 3. I think he's going to push a better pace. But I think Dyer win round 1 or finish in round 1 at a high clip, and then if he doesn't finish in the first, I think round 2 is pretty competitive, and I think Bartos probably win the third, or he's down 2 rounds and trying to finish in round 3 type shit, So yes, I do give Dyer wrestling upside, like you said, but I don't really rate his top control. I don't really rate his sub game that much. But what I do rate is I think this Bartos guys, I think his takedown defense is decent, but I think his get-up game is pretty good. His scramble is pretty good. Like he has a win over Salamov. I don't know if you guys remember Salamov when we taped Valentine not that long time ago. So the guy Salamov, he did sub Valentine with like a heel hook, and this Salamov guy had a deep fucking heel hook on Bartos, the same heel hook, like a deep shit, and he didn't submit him. He was able to escape. So I think that was impressive. So the knee bar, excuse me, not the heel hook, the knee bar, my bad. So yeah, good sprawl also when he defend takedowns. In that fight, you can see against Salamov, he did defend a couple takedowns, and there's also another fight where takedown defense looks decent. So I don't give Dyer a ton of wrestling upside. I think he could potentially land a takedown or two, but I don't think he's going to control him for a long period of time, which is a concern here. And they both didn't fight really good competition though. But I think Dyer's speed in the pocket with the counters and everything is going to be an issue early. I think that's very impressive. He hurt a lot of these guys in round 1. But even the fights he won the distance, right? The 2 fights he has a decision win. He hurt both of these guys in the first round, but he didn't finish. And then he didn't finish. He managed to win the decision. So, yeah, like I said, all of his fight, he's either hurting the guy in the first or finishing the guy in the first. So, yeah, I think his game of bottom though, Dyer is a little bit questionable. And yeah, his last opponent just quit though, so he didn't really fight. I know he has a 5 rounds fight, but yeah, I don't really know what to think about that one. Like he didn't look that good. He looked kind of shaky in the cardio, but the other guy didn't push him enough. So he's 27 years old. I know it's not listed on Topology, so he's a young guy. He's undefeated. He's training at Kill Cliff, so that's things you like to see, And Bartos, I don't really know. Sometimes he look good, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he doesn't push enough. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, he has something, but yeah, I don't know. Um, the fight against Mikusta, right? It's a split decision win that he had, but it seems to be a bad look with the. I didn't see the full fight, but I see the highlights. But he looks very tired as the fight goes on. That's the fight. What I only see the highlights, but I was like, am I really confident he's gonna push this guy late? I don't really know because sometimes he doesn't push, and this fight he looked very fatigued. So um, yeah, fast jab on the Bartos side. The guy's a dog. He's bigger, taller. He had good performance in his last fight. Also, I think that he's now using his combo and his tools a little bit better, and I think he carries speed and power better than Dyer in round 2, 3. That's for sure. So I'm gonna pick Dyer to win, but I'm kind of pissed though because with what the line and topology numbers were and everything, I was hoping that Dyer would be like -2 to -200 to -250, and I want to have like +200 on this Bartos guy. So to answer your guys' question, I'm definitely not interested +110 or whatever it is right now. I think maybe the other way around. I think the value is probably on Dyer. I think he has a little bit of wrestling upside. I think he has finishing upside early, and I think that he probably I favor him to win a decision too. So I think he should be a slight favorite around -150 range. So at the current price, I think he's the side, but I don't really want to bet him because there's some concern on his side. But I think he's the more well put together fighter, training at a better camp. This other guy training with Michael, like you said,
in the garage.
So not a good camp there, but good sparring partner to have still at 205. But yeah, I think Dyer is going to get it done. But I'm currently watching the price. It's not a fight I'm dying to get involved in, but if Dyer gets to plus money, then we're talking. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right, guys, that's the show. Thanks for joining us, DWCS Contender Series. Let's go for 5 or 6 weeks in profit here. Full slates for me is going to come out tomorrow. I'm sure these guys have already posted plays if they took them for their telegrams or whatever fucking shit they use now. That's it. That's the show. Let's get out of here for under an hour. Thanks for joining us, and we will be back. Will be Wednesday night. Are we doing what time? Are we doing normal time? 7:00.
I don't know which time. We're gonna figure it out, but we're gonna go live Wednesday with a guest for UFC 307, and yeah,
and we're all gonna talk about how Khalil Roundtree is gonna pull the upset and finish and do the leg stomp on Pereira's knee and finish him by injury.
We're gonna see history on Saturday, bro.
I know.
We're gonna see real history. The first lesbian couple to win on the same card.
Oh wow! Okay,
this is real history. Enjoy these moments. This is what you were put on this earth for. Enjoy these moments.
Didn't I thought Amanda Nunes and her wife won on the same card?
I don't think they were on the same card.
What's her name again?
Nina Nunes.
All right, let's get out of here, boys. Come on. So
you don't want to talk about Nina Nunes and Amanda Nunes?
No, that's key business. It shouldn't be yours.
All right, we'll talk. Bye.
But yeah, leave a like on the video, guys. Let us know what.
No one's listening this far. Drop to leave a like and comment.
Yeah, they will.
It's folded.
But yeah, if you did listen to this far, we love you. But let us know. Let us know in the comments who's your favorite dog on this card for the Now Contender Series, and if you guys agree with the picks or not, just let us know in the comments. It's gonna be fun to discuss. And yeah, so I won my last 10 bets for the Now Contender Series, and I think you did something similar too. We're killing it right now. So what it is, 20 for 20 on our last bets, me and you.
Yeah.
So yeah, some crazy shit. Peg, I don't want to, it's not that I don't want to include you, but there's some crazy shit there. Like 20 for 20 on the last 20 bets. That's something that,
I'm just getting positive every week. It's all I care about. Every week.
I have 2 bets I have 2 bets posted in the Telegram already, and not in the Telegram, bro. I'm tired. I need to get out of here. So in the Dub Club, I have 2 bets for this card, and both of them are plus money. So yeah, that's right, boys. And
Keith, cut a promo in 20 seconds. Java, your time is up.
I got 3 WMMA bets for Saturday. We're already locked in. I'm up 74 units this year. Dub Club in the bio. Hit me up with code BTL. I'll give you a special code. We're out.
Gang shit. That's all we on. Peace.